Hey, and welcome to another episode of Late Night D23. I know it's been a while since we've done one, but most of the time just been busy, just hadn't really had anything to about. But D23 happened last week, and I feel like we need to talk about it because there's a lot of stuff that came out of it, even though some people may disagree. But also, here we've got Stephen, you're muted, by the way.
Typical Steven.
There's a lot in terms of quantity, just not quality.
Once again, I disagree, but we can talk about it when we get there. But we've also got Brian here. Brian, how's it going?
It's good. Last time on here to talk about Disney Plus Day last year. I'm back here talking about the D23 Expo.
Which was merged in with Disney Plus Day technically, but yeah. Stephen is also here. Stephen, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to do this, but it should be fun.
But yeah, that we're going to get into it. There's a few random news things that dropped during the week and all that. I didn't pick up on all of it because we've got a lot to it when it comes to Disney Plus Day, but I've picked up some ones that I think are worth talking about, and most of them are kind of tangentially aligned with Disney, but not really. First, we've got a couple of casting announcements which didn't happen on Disney Plus Day, but I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Iman Esfandi has been cast as Ezra Bridger in Ahsoka. Lee Jung Jae has been cast in the Acolyte TV series, and then we got the trailer for Black Adam and the Fablemans. But Brian, what are your thoughts on any of those?
For the Ahsoka casting, I think it's good. It's great with unknown person. Like if they casted Minimus Suit, it would be hard to tackle him as Ezra for the TV series. So it's good we're getting unknown casting. The film looks pretty interesting. I believe it's about Spielberg's youth or something. How he became a filmmaker. Yeah. That is just me. And Black Adam, I'm hyped for it.
And Stephen, what are your thoughts about any of those four?
He's beating again.
Yeah. What was the name of the Spielberg movie again?
The Fablemans.
Yeah, that does look really good. I'm definitely looking forward to that, and especially since I think it's supposed to be a autobiographical movie for Spielberg. Michelle Williams looks great in it. Well, forget what the other things.
The Ahsoka casting, I think for Acolyte as well.
Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say about the Fablemans is that it does look like there's another. Sam Mendes has a movie coming out this fall too, that looks like it's also could be like. I mean, the trailer was very vague, but it looked like it could be like about the love of cinema or something. And I think they both look fantastic. So got both of those to look forward to.
Oh yeah, no, I think I do know the Sam Mendes movie you're talking about, and yeah, they both look really good. But yeah, like for me, like it was only a matter of time before they start finishing off Ahsoka, because I mean, I think it's whether it's supposed to be a sequel or not, but it was pretty obvious the Ahsoka series is going to be about the search for Ezra Bridger and all that. So I'm expecting we're going to get a full casting at some stage, to round that out. But yeah, and I mean the Black Adam trailer, it looked good. Like it didn't really give us anything new that we've seen in the other trailers. And the Fablemans, it just looks really good. Like it's even in this trailer, it's easy to tell that it's definitely one of those passion projects of Spielberg's that he's done just to show off like why he got into all this and his inspiration. But yeah, I've kind of put this in some various orders. When we go into talk about D23, I'm going to leave the bigger ones to last. But one of the last panels that we got at D23 was about the theme parks. And I don't know how much you guys are really into theme parks, just because you're close to it. It's not too much for me, although it was announced that the Disney cruise is finally coming to New Zealand. So, but with theme parks, it was announced that the Happily Ever After show is coming back to the Magic Kingdom's nighttime spectacular. Mandalorian and Grogu are going to appearing at Galaxy's Edge from November. Hulk is going to be appearing at Avengers Campus from next week. There's a new show or thing coming to Avengers Campus as well called The Multiverse, where you get to battle alongside the Avengers against King Thanos, which I believe is a Thanos that won. Pacific Wharf is being changed into San Francisco. Paradise Pier Hotel is going to be changed to Pixar Palace Hotel. Portos is going to Downtown Disney. There's going to be a new Toontown opening in 2023. And then there's going to be a new it's either a show, event, ride, not too sure, called about Princess Frog, called Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
It's an attraction, Takeover Space Splash Mountain. But basically the premise is you got to help Tiana find an ingredient, and then the original cast members are coming back to lend voices. But Brian, is there anything of those theme park news that you're interested in? Probably the talk about Happy Around to come back. I believe it got cut. It shut down for a bit. It's coming back. I'm interested in they announced that toward the end, like a villains type land coming to the parks, like with Coco and Kanto, and I don't remember what the last one was, but that sounds interesting. And Mando Grogu sounds good. Sounds interesting how they're bringing Mandalorian characters to the parks, and the multiverse thing sounds interesting. I just have to see what it looks like with photos.
And Stephen, like anything about the theme parks that interests you?
I've never been to the Avengers thing because I've only been to Disney World once and I've only been to Disneyland once. And the last one was like in 2004. But the Avengers thing sounds kind of cool. I think I would, if I ever go back, that's one I would probably want to check out.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I really haven't had a chance to go to Disneyland at all. It's been one I've always wanted to, but yeah, like a lot of these is ones that it was kind of obvious was going to happen realistically. Like Mandalorian and Grogu was probably always eventually going to end up at Galaxy's Edge, and Hulk appearing at Avengers Campus is one of those ones that I'm surprised that he wasn't already there. But I've seen pictures of the Hulk that's going to be there. He's massive because
just like Baymax.
Like Kevin Feige came up to about this Hulk's knee. That's how big this. I don't. I wish I'd found a picture of that panel to showing that size of him. So I didn't. But we're going to move over to the video games. Once again, this could be a very quick discussion point. But they announced a video game based on Tron called Tron Identity, and they did show a trailer for that. They showed a trailer for a game called Illusion Island. Then they showed a trailer for Midnight Suns. They announced games based on Aliens called Aliens Dark Descent. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora game is announced. Return to Monkey Island was also announced. They announced that they're going to be doing a remastered version of the classic Gargoyles game. There's going to be a new racing game coming out called Speedstorm, which is a Disney racing game, but it looks like it's going to be similar to Mario Kart in the vein that there's going to be things you can destroy cars with and all that. They've announced they actually announced 2 Avatar games. One's called Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, one's called Avatar Reckoning. They announced that there's going to be a Captain America Black Panther game coming out set in World War II era. And it's going to focus on Captain America working with T'Challa's grandfather. I cannot remember the name now, but
T'Chaka.
Oh no, that's T'Chaka is T'Challa's father. This is his grandfather.
Oh, okay.
It's going more back than that. And then they announced that there's going to be a Marvel game similar to Pokemon Go, called Marvel World of Heroes. Stephen, any thoughts on any of these games?
It was the Pokemon Go thing where everyone was searching for something.
Yes, in real life, like real life.
That's all we need, huh? Just another one of those. I'm not really a video game person, so I don't really have anything to say about any of these.
Yeah, I mean, look, I really got into Pokemon Go a lot. And I like it. Marvel World of Heroes sounds interesting, but if it's anything like when Niantic tried a different franchise to do Pokemon Go with, it really didn't last because they also did a Harry Potter Wizarding World themed game in that same style, which did not work out because it ended up closing down after a while because not many people were downloading it apparently. I mean, this could be a different thing because everyone loves Marvel and it could be interesting depending on how it works. But yeah, I mean, the only other game that's really interested me here is the Captain America Black Panther game because it's just one of those ones that, I mean, this announcement kind of felt a little bit flat, as well, because this was heavily rumored that it was coming. So when it was actually announced, yeah, the rumors were right. but yeah, Brian, any thoughts about any of these games?
I mean, I was hoping for some announcements, like maybe a new Epic Mickey game, like a brand new one that they're making if they brought back, or some like older game, like the Guardians game sounds interesting being remastered. The Marvel game sounds interesting as well, but I'm just hoping for like some new announcements, like maybe some games being brought back that were discontinued.
But yeah, with that, I went through those ones quickly because I had a feeling that they were going to be ones that weren't going to be detailed about much. But I'm going to start taking everything a little bit slower now, just because there's a lot that came out of everything else. There was a panel that I completely didn't realize was happening until a whole bunch of announcements were coming out, and that's the Disney Plus Disney Channel panel. Because I started seeing sort of random trailers that I don't remember seeing in the other live action ones. But with that being said, I did go back. We got our first look at, and I hope the TV series The Santa Clauses. Which the premise of the show is about Tim Allen trying to find a replacement for Santa Claus because he's retiring, and it's going to have Cal Penn in it, and yeah, we got a first look trailer into this in which it shows Tim Allen interviewing Peyton Manning for the role of Santa Claus. Whether or not this is like that actual is going to be in the show, or they just this random trailer just to show off some footage of what we could expect. But regardless, it looks a lot of fun. Like especially when you get some of the OGs back, and all that. But Brian, what are your thoughts about the Santa Clauses trailer?
I'm pretty hyped for this. I love the Santa Claus. I'm glad they're bringing back Bernard for this. And the Pain Man thing sounds interesting. See if he comes back for some of the episodes. And I'm pretty hyped for that one.
And Stephen, what are your thoughts about the Santa Clauses? Muted.
I like the first movie, but I haven't really seen any of the sequels, so I never saw this trailer.
But there's a little bit of announcement for season 4 of High School Musical, the series. The musical or whatever. I can't fit. I think there's another colon there somewhere, but apparently the premise of season 4 is that they're filming the High School Musical 4. Whether or not it's an actual thing that's happening, I don't know. But the premise of season 4 of High School Musical, the musical series, is that they're all auditioning to be extras in this High School Musical 4 movie, and we're going to get some of the OG High School Musical cast back into the series. Brian, what are your thoughts about the High School Musical, the series, bringing back the OG movie cast?
Very meta. Like there's pictures leaked about some of the cast members coming back, Zac Efron back, and also Vanessa Hudgens that's posted online. I wonder if it's true or not. And I wonder how many original cast members came back for the new season.
And Stephen, what are any thoughts about High School Musical, the musical of the series?
No, High School Musical was after my time. I didn't pay attention to any of that franchise.
I've watched the High School Musical movies. I would like them. I haven't got around to seeing the series yet. I'll probably eventually do it. There's just so much TV to watch these days. We got our first quick look in the new Percy Jackson TV series that's coming out based on the first book. Stephen, did you see this trailer?
I did. I don't think it showed a whole lot, though, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, it didn't. But that being said, I don't think they needed to show a whole lot at this stage because I think they're really early on filming this. So, but just from what they show,
hopefully it's better than the previous movie that came out.
Look, I mean, I didn't hate the movie, but
I didn't hate it. I just didn't. It was just kind of meh to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a series, so I mean, like they'll be able to expand more on some of that stuff. Yeah, like while they didn't show a lot in this trailer, they showed enough that got me hyped because so I think Walker Scoble is perfect as Percy just from this one quick shot we saw of him walking to Camp Half-Blood and all that. So I think it's going to be good. Like, you've got the author on board as producer, so he's going to be making sure that they don't mess it up. But Brian, any thoughts on the Percy Jackson series?
I haven't seen the movies yet. I'm going to probably watch them before the series to see how the difference will be. But I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I can't say anything about it.
But yeah, we got a trailer for season 2 of Big Shot. A trailer for season 2 of Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. They also announced, and I believe they also announced a new Disney Channel original called Prom Pact. And we also got the trailer for National Treasure: Edge of History. Brian, any thoughts on any of those?
Proud Family, I'm glad I got a second season. I love the series. Big Shot I haven't seen yet. The new Disney Channel movie. Is it for Disney Channel or for Disney Plus? Did they say?
Well, I mean, I think it's Disney Plus, but I'm honestly not sure because it could be one of those Disney Channel originals that's just going to be thrown on Disney Plus anyway.
I mean, it's a Disney Channel original movie, so yeah, there's that. Let's say about that one. What was the other? What's the last one there?
National Treasure:
And
Edge of History.
Oh, National Treasure. I'm excited for that. I'm glad they're bringing Justin Bartha back. I'm just curious if Nick Cage will make an appearance or not in that series.
And Stephen, any thoughts on any of those four?
I think I read it that he's not actually, but I'm also hoping that they're trying to keep that a secret. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the National Treasure series. I loved the two movies, and hope that this is going to lead into a third movie because I know they've been talking about doing a third movie for a long time. Hopefully, this leads into a third movie. Not only have Justin Bartha coming back, but they also show Harvey Keitel coming back as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones. Like I know a lot of people were saying going into D23 is like that they're hoping that they would announce that Nicolas Cage is going to be in the series. And it's one of those ones like it's not something I want to know. I mean, if he's going to be if he's going to be in the series, great. But I think it's smart of them not to announce that he's going to be in the series if he is going to be in the series because Disney is going to want that pop and excitement of everyone blowing up Twitter going, holy shit, look who just appeared.
Just like the Eric Pierce cameo, WandaVision.
Exactly. Which is why I wish they didn't announce that Daredevil was going to be in She-Hulk, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah, if Cage does appear, hopefully it's like at the end of the series to lead into a third movie.
Makes sense for that.
Yeah. I mean, I believe there is a third movie somewhat in development. That
Oh yeah, they're apparently I know Jerry Bruckheimer has said that they're working on it for sure, but they've said that for a long time. So
yeah,
who knows?
But with that, we got trailers for a TV show called American Born Chinese, which is a Disney Plus TV show in which they fight fictional characters. I think it was hard to tell from the trailer, but it looked interesting. Got a trailer for the Disney Channel series Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. They announced that we are getting a fourth movie in the Descendants franchise. With at this stage, the only cast member coming back is China Anne McClain, who played Uma, and then you've got Kylie Cattrall and Dara Renee joining the cast as daughters of Cinderella, and I think Red Riding Hood is the other one.
I think it's Alice in Wonderland, the evil queen,
something like that. Yeah. They announced a TV series called The Muppets Mayhem coming in 2023, which follows the Electric Mayhem band as they record their first album. They announced a season 2 of Doogie Kamelohard's MD season 2. They announced this Star Wars series called Young Jedi Adventures coming in 2023, and then they announced that there's going to be a sequel to Under Wraps. Under Wraps 2 is coming September 25th to Disney Channel, and then it's going to be dropping on Disney Plus the week after on September 30th. But Stephen, any thoughts about any of those?
You said a lot. Can you just do a really quick recap?
Well, trailers for American Born Chinese, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, and then just announcements for the fourth movie in the Descendants franchise, the Muppets Mayhem TV series.
That's the one. Okay. The Muppets one kind of sounded like it might be fun. I've only seen a couple of Muppet movies, but they're always fun to watch. So hopefully this show is follow suit.
Yeah. For me, like, I've seen the first to see this movie. I'll eventually get back to it. When I go through the channel things, but it's, from what I understand, it's a really popular movie series. So a fourth movie in that makes sense. Also, them actually doing something with the Muppets again makes sense. But this is go mentioning was as much as I do like the Electric Mayhem band, I do think they're fun. Whether or not a TV series centered directly on them will be interesting for people to watch. That's kind of what I'm worried about here. But for me, I'm really loving the TV series Doogie Kamealoha, which is basically a Doogie Howser show. And I'm glad it's got a season 2 coming. I will say, if you've never seen it before, it's on Disney Plus. You should go watch it. But Brian, any thoughts on any of this?
The Moon Girl show sounds like one of those Disney Junior type series. The Muppets Mayhem sounds interesting. I believe it has Taj Bowie and Liz Singh part of the cast. It'll be interesting seeing about. It feels like a behind the music type series. So I'm curious what the aspect series would be like for that one.
But now moving on to the one of the first of the big panels that we got, and I'm going to start with Disney Pixar. We got a new trailer for Hocus Pocus 2. We got the first trailer for Disenchanted. And then we got a whole bunch of information about the other things. So I try to find. We got the first poster for Peter Pan and Wendy. And we got some information about the new Haunted Mansion movie that's coming. With a little bit of tidbits. The director for Haunted Mansion used to work for Disneyland, which, I mean, isn't that important, but I just thought I'd bring it up because it shows like how much he's probably cares about this property. But we also got some more casting announcements. Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be playing a character called Madame Leota. And then also we've got Dan Levy, Danny DeVito, Winona Ryder, Hassan Minhaj, and Jared Leto all joined the cast of Haunted Mansion. But Brian, any thoughts on any of those stories?
I mean, this chance show I'm excited for. I just found out that Griffin Newman for Shimona is voicing the chipmunk in this one. The Haunted Mansion sounds interesting. Wonder how the tone will be like. Will it be like horror-esque or horror comedy? Has some great casting there. Rosario Dawson, as you said, Jimmy Curtis, we know why there's some great casting for that. And I'm curious about Hocus Pocus too. How it will be similar to which like what new things will be in it.
Stephen, any thoughts on any of those?
I did love the first Hocus Pocus when I was a kid. I haven't seen it since. I did see this new trailer for Hocus Pocus 2. It looks kind of like, I don't know. it has its moments, but it also looks really silly. So, but I'll see it when it comes to Disney Plus. Disenchanted is one I am actually really looking forward to. The first Enchanted, I absolutely loved. I love Amy Adams. and I love her in this part. So yeah, that's one I'm really looking forward to.
But yeah, when it comes to Haunted Mansion, like it definitely sounds interesting, and I really like the cast. Minus Jared Leto, I don't know why they keep trying to shove him into things.
Ooh, what's with the Jared Leto slander?
I mean, look, a lot of his stuff recently I haven't liked. But I mean, if the role worked to him and he's good in it, I'm going to say it's good. I'm not going to. But
yeah, I mean, maybe it's because I've been a fan of his since his days on My So-Called Life.
I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, if you look at just every project, in the last year, and cat, you're going to. I'm pretty sure Jared Leto has been in just 5 or 6 different projects this year alone.
I mean, I will say not a fan of his Joker, but apart from that, I've always liked him.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the trailer for Disenchanted. It looks fun. And if Griffin didn't announce that he's playing the Chipmunk, then I probably would have known it anyway because I picked up on that voice easily. We also got the poster of Disenchanted, which I didn't bring up, which is
and also we got the new logo for the 100th anniversary as well that was shown. New intro video.
Was that?
The new intro video, like the whole open sequence for you Disney films, like
yeah, oh yeah. I don't have that with me. I took a whole bunch of photo like. So I saved a lot of the photos that were put up on the Twitters, but I didn't find everything. But also announced on this panel, we got information on Mufasa, the Lion King, and yes, that is the title that was announced. We also got like the logo for Snow White. Not much was actually said about that. Then we got the trailer that I've not heard anyone talk about at all. The Little Mermaid. No one's been really talking about that. No one's angry about the casting. But yeah, look. When it comes to Mufasa the Lion King, I really hate that Disney have gone to this naming thing. Is like, right, we're going to do a backstory about this character. What are we going to call it? Well, first, it's going to be about Mufasa. But what if people get confused about what it's about? Okay, we'll put the Lion King at the end of it. They did it with Solo, a Star Wars story. They're doing it with Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. Can we please stop with that title thing? I think people are going to easily figure out who Mufasa is. But yeah, basically what they said about Mufasa the Lion King is that it's going to be a story being told to a cub by Timon, Pumbaa, and Rafiki. And it's going to be directed by Barry Jenkins, which is still a sentence I can't believe I just said. Because if you look at Barry Jenkins' filmography, all his movies have been 90% plus on Rotten Tomatoes. Like he's not done anything lower than that. So it kind of gives me hope that this might be good, but then again, it's probably going to be in the same style as the animated, the live action esque Lion King. So I don't know. I mean, and it's a Little Mermaid trailer. I liked it. Look, I think Halle Bailey can sing. I think she's great. And yeah, and for anyone complaining about the color of her skin, she's a mermaid. There's no set. And she's fictional. It's not like they whitewashed Pocahontas or Mulan. But anyway, Brian, what are your thoughts about any of those news?
I mean, I'm curious how. I hope they add facial expression to the new Lion King film. The other one, like, didn't have no facial expressions. The casting for Snow White sounds interesting. How Gal Gadot and Richard Zegler playing the two main leads. The Little Mermaid live action looks beautiful. I can't wait to see it. I'm curious how, if you get the trailer, if you'll see the other characters in there. And yeah, that sounds good. I mean, the title for Mufasa sounds interesting. As you said, like solo Star Wars story. That's our story. I mean, it's pretty repetitive, but I'm curious who to tie the story to. Like, which kind of business? Like, Simba, is it Kiara or a newer character?
I mean, I'd say it will probably be a newer character. I don't know. It just said a cub. Because for all we know, it might not even be one of Simba's kids. It might just be this random lion cub that might be in line for the throne down the line.
And also, I heard this is going to be the Servants of Godfather 2 esque, where past and present, like, flashbacks.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, moving on, we got an announcement for the new Pixar movie Elemental, and they made a point to announce that it's going to be back to theatrical releases, and that this isn't going to be one that's going to be thrown straight to Disney Plus, which I'm actually really excited for. We got an announcement of I think this is either Disney Animation or Pixar, but I think it's Pixar. A movie called Elio, which is going to be about which is going to be about a boy transported across the galaxy and being mistaken for an ambassador. And America Ferrera is going to be voicing the mother in that. And then we got the announcement for Inside Out 2. And Amy Poehler's confirmed to return. At this stage, none of the other cast members are confirmed to come back. I know there's a lot of rumors going that Mindy Kaling and Bill Hader are definitely not coming back, but I'm not too sure about if it's just rumors at the moment, if it's true. But yeah, we also got the post for Elemental, and we also got a screenshot of the two main characters. Just the logo for Inside Out 2, which I had randomly there. And what's that one? And I think these are posters from no, that's not. And I think that's a shot from Elio anyway. But Stephen, any thoughts on any of the Pixar announcements? You should.
Elemental sounds like it could be interesting, but I don't. We still don't really know anything much about it, like except for that brief, little blurb about the premise. Inside Out 2, I only saw a little bit of the movie. I never actually watched the whole thing. But I hope whoever played Sadness, I hope she doesn't come back. She was that character was grating. Elio sounds like it might be interesting. Again, though, these premises are are still kind of vague, so it's hard to know. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's one of those ones like Elemental is one of those ones that I mean, a lot of these ones, like it's hard to talk about them without trailers, but yeah, like these sound a lot of fun from what I've sort of heard, and yeah, I like the first Inside Out, and I'm glad it's getting a sequel. I don't know how I'd feel if Bull Hader and Mindy Kaling don't come back, but it's one of those ones like. So I think what they're going for is as you grow up, some emotions don't get any more prevalent and you get more new emotions. Because they did say there will be some new emotions and characters popping up throughout this. So, but moving on to Disney animation side of things, coming out next year is going to be a new animated movie called Wish, which is about a wishing star, which is about basically the backstory of how the wishing star came to be, which sounds really interesting. We got some. We got a screenshot from Iraju, which I believe is that one. Yep. Which they've described as a love letter to Nigeria. And then I think we got some more information about the Strange World coming out, but not a lot was sort of said about it. But Brian, what are your thoughts about what Disney Animation announced?
I'm excited for Wish. I believe it's like having some hands-on animation esque elements in that film, which sounds pretty good. I believe Altuve is in it as a girl named Valentino, which sounds interesting casted for that. Since Altuve is in every Disney film now, like voicing different animals. Iwaju sounds interesting. I wonder how. I'm just curious what the whole story is about. I know it's about Nigeria, but I'm just curious what the premise would be about. And that's all. And that's all.
Stephen, any thoughts about the Disney animation side of things?
Strange World looks like it could be cool. I mean, I don't really know much about it, and apparently a teaser was released earlier that I never saw. I do think it's kind of interesting that you've got two of the West Side Story ladies involved in two major Disney movies. You got Rachel Ziegler in Snow White and Ariana DeBose in Wesh. So, but other than that, I don't really have much else to say.
Yeah. But you're moving on to, I believe this is the last thing that we're talking about. Yep, and it's the Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 20th Century Fox panel. We got trailers for Andor and Willow, and they announced that Bad Batch Season 2 has been pushed from September this year, which is when it was supposed to come out, I believe, to it's going to be coming out January the 4th. So maybe they needed more time to work on it and that. We got the trailer for the animated series Tales of the Jedi. We didn't like they talked briefly about Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew, but nothing major came out of those things.
I mean, you got Jude Law. They announced Jude Law for Skeleton Crew.
I'm pretty sure when they announced Skeleton Crew at Star Celebration, they mentioned Jude Law was in it then as well. Yeah. So, but yeah. And then we got the trailer for Mando Season 3. And I believe they the people at D23 got some kind of teaser for Indiana Jones 5, but
Yes,
that wasn't
heard.
but they didn't say much about that either. But Brian, what are your thoughts about what Star Wars announced?
I was hoping for like some casuals for Acolyte or Ahsoka that'll probably be announced there. But for Lucasfilm, Bad Batch I haven't seen the first season yet. It's on my list. Andor. I mean, why we need a trailer for Andor is coming out like pretty soon, so I don't know why they released a new trailer there. And I'm curious about. I heard like in the final they got the whole thing ambition when Harrison Ford came out, so it must be that good. So curious about that.
Um, but Stephen, what are your thoughts about what Star Wars announced?
I haven't actually seen any of the Star Wars series, but I need to catch up on Mandalorian and stuff like that. But Andor does look fantastic, even just visually, it looks great. So that's one I'll definitely probably see when it comes out. And I'm not actually that big of a fan of Rogue One. I mean, I think it's an okay movie, but I
agree.
think it's overrated by some people.
Yep.
But the last half hour is great, but everything before that was eh. But the show looks great.
Yeah. And to bounce off what Brian sort of mentioned, quite often with TV series, they will release a trailer about a week or so before it's due to come out anyway, just to sort of hype it up a little bit. Because they didn't show any new footage in here, which could have been constituted spoilers. But from what I've heard from the reactions from people breaking embargo and all that apparently the series is great. Yeah. But Tales of the Jedi, when they announced it at Star Wars Celebration initially, I was skeptical about it, but now I've actually seen the trailer of it. This looks really interesting because it's going to be, I think it's a bunch of short tales in which it
I believe
goes a
3
lot.
episodes of Ahsoka, 3 episodes of Dooku, I believe.
Yes, because you're going to get some backstory for Qui-Gon Jinn with Liam Neeson's son playing Qui-Gon. Then you got to get some backstory for Ahsoka Tano, and then they're going more into Dooku as well. So it's definitely going to be one of those ones that is really interesting to see all that. But yeah, but moving on to Marvel, the Castle Black Panther 2 came out and talked about the movie. I don't remember. They didn't really say much about it that I didn't already know. They did sort of transition into Ironheart from there, and they announced that Anthony Ramos is playing the villain, the Hood. Randall Park is confirmed to be coming back for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Then we got the poster and trailer for Werewolf by Night. I think that's it there. Yep. Which is the Halloween special coming out. We got the trailer for Secret Invasion, and they said on the panel that it's going to lead straight into Armor Wars, which is definitely still coming. They didn't really say much about Armor Wars in that note. And for Loki season 2, they announced that Ki Shui Kwan is joining the cast as but there was more. I'm going to go into it when we get there, but we'll talk about this bunch first. Brian, what are your thoughts about that half of what Marvel announced?
I mean, I heard that for Ant-Man, I believe they said it's going to lead into the next Avengers film, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean that makes sense, really.
Yeah, and I'm glad that that short round is coming to the Marvel Universe. I even love the picture that Harrison Ford posted on Twitter with him and Short reunited. And Werewolf by Night sounds interesting. I believe it's a horror type special, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But I think a trailer might be shown maybe around a few weeks before it comes out.
Yeah, Stephen, any thoughts on any of those trailers?
Yeah, Werewolf by Night does look pretty cool. I definitely will want to check that out. Hey, it's great that Jim Halpert is coming back to Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum, whatever it's called.
But yeah, yeah. So and for me, for some of these announcements, like some of these were kind of spoiled for me when that because people were doing the rumors that I kind of tried to avoid because I heard about Anthony Ramos playing the Hood a long time ago, from rumors when it was unconfirmed. But Real by Night looks like a really good movie, and it's definitely going to have it's definitely a classic monster vibe there, and one thing a lot of people have picked up from watching that trailer is we are finally getting Man-Thing into the MCU because you do see a shot of the character of Man-Thing in this trailer. And yeah, Ki Shui Kwan joining the cast of Loki season 2 somehow makes sense. Because he seems to like his multiverse shenanigans, obviously. But it's good to see that he's still sort of around. Because I hadn't really heard much about him doing anything else since before Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like then he randomly came up in that. Then
He's having
he
like a
was popping.
resurgence of his career.
Yeah. But the last few announcements that we got, they confirmed that Vincent D'Onofrio is officially coming back to the Echo series, along with Charlie Cox. That we had some Fantastic Four news, which wasn't the casting everyone was rumored to expecting. All was said is that Matt Shackman is coming to direct it, which once again everyone guessed at, but no one really knew it for sure. We got some announcements for the Captain America New World Order movie coming out. But coming back from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series, we're getting Danny Ramirez as the new Falcon, Joaquin Torres. Carl Lumberly is coming back as Isaiah Bradley. And then an announcement I didn't see coming, but is Tim Blake Nelson is coming back as the leader after 14 years. And then we're getting a character called Sabra coming in, played by Shira Haas. We got the lineup for the Thunderbolts movie. It's going to be Contessa Valentina, Red Guardian, Ghost, John Walker, US Agent, Taskmaster, Yelena, and Winter Soldier. And then they came out and talked about the Marvels. I think, once again, the people at D23 got a trailer there, but I don't think it's been officially released yet. But Brian, any thoughts about this half of the Marvel?
I mean, I was hoping they announced Zemo coming back for the Thunderbolts project, but yeah, I'm okay with the lineup that was announced. I was a big fan of the Falcon sort of series, but I'm curious of how the tone will be for Captain America: New World Order. Hoping that Bucky makes an appearance for this one because he was in all the Captain film. Maybe he might make a quick cameo on this one. And yeah, that's all that edged me there.
Stephen, any thoughts on any of these other Marvel announcements?
I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus, but in my opinion, she kind of stuck out like a sore thumb when she appeared in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, it was obvious that she was going to be coming back at some point, but I don't know. But I am really looking forward to Captain America: New World Order. I don't know if it was announced if Emily Van Camp is she coming back?
Not officially, but there's always a chance she might. So,
Is this it, or do we still have a couple of other Marvel things that?
I mean, this is all that was announced at D23.
Because you didn't mention, but I think they released the trailer for Secret Invasion, and I thought that looks
Oh,
fantastic.
I mentioned that in the first.
Oh, I missed that somehow.
And also, I
Yeah.
believe that Matt Shankman was supposed to direct Star Trek 4, but now he's directing
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got leaked. So that when they announced him as the director of Fantastic Four, that was like, whatever.
Well, in saying that, I think there was a case of because I like they I was a case of let's confirm it now because I mean look, I think everyone was going. I think it was rumored that he was going to be directing Fantastic Four, and then when they announced that he was leaving the new Star Trek movie, everyone was like, "Oh, so this is confirmation he's going to do Fantastic Four," when there wasn't any proof that it was necessarily the case.
But I
So
thought they said,
I think this is Disney's way of confirming it concretely.
but I thought they said they were looking for a big name director, and I don't think Matt Shackman, is that his name? I don't think he's a really big name director.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones. I don't remember them saying that it was supposed to be a big name director, but
Yeah, I mean that's why I remember, like on the John Campia show, they were saying, "Well, what if it would be someone like Steven Spielberg? You know, that would have been awesome." But
I mean, Matt Shackman is mostly a TV director. This Jack right now.
yeah,
yeah,
he's not
I
a
mean,
big name director.
I mean, it's one of those ones. Like, I think everyone's assuming it's going to be a big name director. I think this is this is where I'm annoyed by a lot of people online going, D23 was a bust. We didn't get everything that we wanted. Like, we got a lot of Marvel announcements this year alone. When you factor in Comic-Con and this, what more did you want? Because
I mean, it was fine. It wasn't like awful or anything, but it was.
well, I mean, it's one of those ones like, because like everyone was expecting the Fantastic Four cast to be announced, and as Kevin Feige said, like, he did a good job of sort of trolling the audience about it with that. It's like,
well, then he shouldn't have done that because that it creates an expectation.
Well, no. What I meant was, because Kevin Feige never said anything about before D23 about announcing Fantastic Four. All the fans were already expecting it. When he brought up Fantastic Four, it was like he said, "Now we're going to move on to Fantastic Four." Matt Jackman's directing it, and then then he said, "But that's all we're announcing at this point in time." And because he does go like, I'm really paraphrasing this really badly, but I think he said something along the lines of, "Look, I know you're expecting more announcements for Fantastic Four. There's a whole Comic-Con and D23 before the movie's supposed to come out. There's more time to get something in there."
But if it's coming out in 2024, that means it's got to start shooting in 2023. So if they do have any, because there were a lot of casting rumors that were coming out in the last month or so.
Yeah, I mean, look, if anything, I will probably get like the official casting announcement for Fantastic Four at Comic-Con if they go, or yeah, but yeah, it's one of those ones like,
I mean, I'm not that. I don't really care that much about that. Just there was nothing here that, you know, there were some nice little announcements, some cool trailers, but nothing that, you know, to blow you away, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, as I said, that's one of those ones like, I mean, I wasn't expecting things that were going to blow me away. Like, Tim Blake Nelson coming back as the leader is probably as big as a mind-blowing announcement that I
I
wasn't expecting.
I haven't seen The Incredible Hulk since it was in theaters, probably. So that one, I don't even remember him, to be honest.
Well, nothing much was made about that. Like he literally was but it's just one of those ones that I think fan expectations go really high when it comes to Marvel, because as I know there was a tweet that came out after Comic-Con that that they said that they were going to talk about 8 projects at D23. Everyone thought, oh yeah, we're going to get the rest of Phase 6. And when that wasn't the case, everyone's upset about it. But I'm glad that they expanded on some of what they announced. I mean, it's one of those ones, like, for me, I like all these announcements. And I know there's a lot of people on TikTok and that, especially breaking down Captain America New World Order because of other reasons I'm not going to get too much into. But it's because, I mean, a lot of people are upset that the actor playing the villain in the series is a Jewish actor. It's apparent, but apparently the New World Order is a anti-Semitic.
Oh, yeah. New World
conspiracy
Order,
theory.
the conspiracy theory. Yeah. I know about that, unfortunately.
But it's one of those ones, like it's a title. It's not like Marvel is trying
I actually always thought that the New World Order conspiracy theory would make for a cool movie. If that's what Captain America New World Order is about, that might be pretty cool, actually.
I mean, I don't think it's specifically going to be about that conspiracy theory, but yeah, and for me, I like this lineup for the Thunderbolts. Contrary to what Brian said about Zemo, I don't think this is the final lineup. I think there's some people that haven't announced it's going to be a part of it. I think everyone's going up in arms because they made it seem like this is going to be the final one. I don't think it is. I mean, it is one of those interesting ones that you've got about 3 different, like, Captain America super soldier type characters here with John Walker, Taskmaster. Like, as a lot more street level type Thunderbolts than a whole superpower that. But it's one of those ones, like, it makes sense for a government ordered Thunderbolts type team, and who knows about what the story is, because I know there's a lot of people going, oh, why do they put Bucky on there? He's not a villain anymore. It's like, well, there's probably a reason he's there. I mean, just like Yelena, I don't think she's a full villain now. But there's probably a storyline reason for it. But I'm not going to judge a movie based on the lineup that's in front of me. I'm going to wait to see what.
Maybe I'm wrong, but she strikes me more as an Amanda Waller type character. Like, she may be the one that puts this team together.
Well, who, Yelena or Contessa?
I don't remember. Whoever Julia Louis-Dreyfus is.
That's Contessa. Yelena is Florence Pugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's already made clear that that Contessa was the one putting them together, because you've seen the post-credit scenes of her interacting with Yelena, John Walker, and there is a scene in Falcon and the Winter Soldier that showed her trying to recruit Bucky by giving him her business card. So there's that thread as well. But look, this is one that I think it could easily end up being that secretly Yelena is pulling the strings and helping recruit people, but she's going to, it's at some point in the movie, she's going to get the team to turn on Contessa, who will be forced to recruit a whole new team, and then so there's a lot of storyline possibilities here with Thunderbolts. But with that being said, that is kind of all that was announced. Like, as we sort of said, like, there was a lot announced, but there wasn't a lot of bones to what was announced, but it's still worth talking about, and it's all that. But Brian, where can people find you online?
Sure, you can find me doing trivia most of the time. I'm on JPO, playing JPO League, being with you most of the time. I participate in Disney Trivia on Flycon Network. I did a match on Vernon's channel a few weeks ago against Garth. I'll be on the Movie Here Network tomorrow doing a trivia trial-thon. I think Malcolm will be on there too. And I judge movie battleground debates, and that's all on here. So yep, that's all. That's all.
And Seven, where can people find you online?
Muted.
I don't have anything to plug at the moment, but you can find me on Facebook and all those.
And you can follow me on Take 3 Productions, where I host Rankum every Saturday. I might bring late night back for good from now on, but it might be every 2 weeks. Haven't quite decided what I'm doing late night yet. But at the moment, it's still good to use if there's any big announcements like this that needs talked about. And I know I had the Rankin logo up there the whole time, but yeah. But you can also find me all over the place, like hosting trivia and all that. So yeah. But until next time.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.